So in the previous class we have studied the injection molding part. In today's class we will study the next type of molding process, that is extrusion molding process. You are familiar with this word extrusion. I hope I am audible. Okay. You can put messages in the chat box. So, extrusion molding process is similar to the extrusion operation. You have studied manufacturing process in second year. So, in second year, we have studied number of processes in which extrusion was. Still people are joining. Okay, I'll start now. So extrusion molding process is similar to the extrusion operation of the metal alloys which you have studied in manufacturing processes. Here, extrusion process is used for molding of the plastic components. Now recall the memories, recall back. If you are not able to recall the memories from second year, then at least remember and which are the parts can be produced by extrusion. Everybody knows extrusion operation. Extrusion operation consists of completely confining the material into the closed chamber, and then it is forced and allowed to move outside from one of the short opening. I repeat once again. Extrusion process consists of completely confining the material into the closed chamber, and then it is forced and allowed to go outside or move outside from any one small opening. So that is extrusion process. So in metallic extrusion operation, you have studied that bars, pipes, rods, angles, C-channels, I-sections were produced by extrusion process in the steels, extrusion of steels. We have studied in manufacturing process. Similarly, the plastic parts are also produced by extrusion. And the best product produced by extrusion process in plastic molding is your PVC pipe. In your day-to-day life, you have seen PVC pipes. Okay, so that PVC pipes are produced by extrusion molding. But pipe is not only the product produced by extrusion. There are number of parts which are produced by extrusion. So which are these parts? There are two types of parts or products. One is finished product, or other is semi-finished product. Finished product means your pipe is directly the finished product. So produced by extrusion. Nowadays, so few decades before, that was great invention, that is drip irrigation. And you have seen the kilometers and kilometers the pipes are lying in the farm. That all pipes are produced by extrusion molding, extrusion plastic molding process. And then later on they are winded to produce the reel, and then they are lying in the farm. So no doubt they made flat. When pipes are sold in the market, they made flat for easy reeling operation, because their thickness is very small, but that is produced by extrusion process. Even your the pipe which have good stiffness, means your white PVC pipe you are observing in your domestic and other official areas, that you can't wind, that pipe is also produced by extrusion process. So extrusion is the process which is used for producing the parts, solid parts, hollow parts, or co-extrusion. You can see solid part, hollow part, and co-extrusion. Solid part, hollow part, and co-extrusion means what? Solid part means bar. A plastic bar, rod which is produced, it will be solid. It may act as a raw material for any other product. So that solid bar you can consider as a semi-finished product. Whereas hollow part is plastic pipe, which I was telling earlier. Now that is directly finished product. Now, what is this co-extrusion? Co-extrusion means there are two openings. So from one opening, one product is coming, from another opening, another product is coming, and immediately as soon as they come out through the hole, they are forced together to join. And immediately at the same place, just outside the nozzle, they are joined and it comes out as a single product. So co-extrusion consists of formation of two parts joined together coming out immediately outside the nozzle to give the single product. So that is called as co-extrusion. I repeat, solid extrusion consists of extrusion of solid bar made up of plastic. Hollow extrusion consists of production of the pipe, hollow pipe. And co-extrusion may be two plates may be there, or two square bars may be there which are coming out and joined together to produce the single rectangular bar. Two squares are joined and produce rectangle, or two plates are coming out to produce more thick plate that may be of different material, and immediately they can be continued outside the nozzle as a single product. So that is called as co-extrusion. So as far as these figures are concerned, again similar to injection molding, there are two types of extrusion. One is melt extruder and another is plasticizing extruder. I hope you have written this. Melt extruder and plasticizing extruder. Melt extruder and plasticizing extruder. Melt extruder means what? Melt extruder means you are plasticizing the plastic earlier somewhere and putting into the chamber and directly forcing. I repeat once again, melt extruder means you are plasticizing your plastic somewhere outside and directly putting into the extruder and forcing. Then you will get whatever product you have. That is called as melt extruder. And plasticizing extruder means what? The mechanism is in such a way that there is a screw-like arrangement, and that screw-like arrangement will cause the friction between the inner wall of the cylinder, and then it will produce the plastic sized product, and then it will let come outside the mold. So I will draw the figure. You may feel it as a similar to injection molding. See the difference. Injection molding, whatever nozzle is there, outside that nozzle there is a die, and inside that die your plastic is injected. But here extruder, as soon as product comes out through the extruder, that is your final product. It is not going inside some of the die. Remember this, students get confused sometimes. You can draw this. This is plasticizing extruder. Roll number 48, you should put your name. You have just joined. Who is roll number 48? Now one interview question I will tell you. See, this is a extruder, plasticizing extruder. Product comes out and then it is cooled with air or water. What is the difference between cooling of injection molded product and extruder molded product? Look at this figure and look at the earlier figure which you have drawn for extrusion molding, and tell me what is the basic difference in cooling of extrusion molding and injection molding. I will wait for few seconds, but this understanding is very important. I repeat the question, what is the difference in cooling of extrusion molding and injection molding? Let me ask somebody. Mahesh Shinde, roll number 61. Mahesh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Mahesh, look at the both figures, earlier figure and this figure, and tell me what is basic difference in cooling of extrusion molding and injection molding. Hope so you have drawn earlier figure. Who will tell willingly? I am expecting willingly somebody should answer. As in class you are raising the hand and telling in the same way. Now I can't see you. Your photos are only visible to me. Who will tell? Very, very important an interview question I told. Basic difference in cooling of injection molding and extrusion molding. Who will tell? Yes, come on, fast. Take the opportunity to participate. Chaitanya Kulkarni. Roll number 31. Chaitanya Kulkarni. Can you tell me the difference in cooling of injection molded product and extrusion molded product?
Sir, previous figure I have not drawn. So
that is the problem, friends. Please don't do that. See, I am drawing here. You can draw the schematic diagram, and later on in assignments you can draw good diagram. You looking at schematic diagram, you can tell the difference. Even you have not drawn the figure, you should tell injection molding how product is cooled and extrusion molding how product is cooled. Who will tell? Somebody has typed here. Instead of typing would have been answered, Mr. Maggi. In injection molding, cooling is done inside the mold. In extrusion is done outside. Very simple and correct answer given by Mr. Maggi. See, looking at figure I was telling. Correct. Prasad Maggi has given correct answer. In injection molding, cooling is done inside the mold. And in extrusion molding, cooling is, now there is no question of mold here. Because nozzle itself is acting as a mold. So I will correct Mr. Prasad. He is 80% correct answer. I will tell now. In injection molding, cooling of the component takes place inside the mold by water and there is no contact of coolant with the product. This is the important statement. There is no contact of coolant with the product because coolant is circulated in the mold just for cooling the mold and cooling is carried out by chilling effect of mold. I repeat, in injection molding, cooling is carried out by chilling effect of mold and that molds are chilled by using water circulation. So there is no direct contact of water with product. Whereas in extrusion molding, cooling is open to atmosphere. Cooling is open to atmosphere and direct contact of coolant with the product. Water may be air or it may be water, but there is a direct contact of coolant with the product in extrusion molding. Remember this important difference. It may be asked in the interviews also. Okay? So this is as far as extrusion principle is concerned. I hope you have drawn this. Now let us see the advantages of extrusion molding process. May I erase this? I hope you have drawn. I am drawing just schematic figures, good quality of figures. You can see, and in examination you have to draw good quality figures. Advantages. Any cross section can be easily produced. So, if you put round cross section, you will get round bar. If you will get this cross section triangle, you will get this bar. if you will put plus sign, you will get this part. So any cross section, if you give any cross section, can be produced during the extrusion. And second, cost of extrusion product is generally less cost, and tooling cost is also low. Tooling cost is also low. What is the disadvantage? Can anybody tell what is disadvantage? So disadvantage is extrusion process disadvantage, you can tell in general. There is a limitation of shape. You can only, there is a shape limitation, means you can produce either rod, bar, pipe, whatever may be. You can't produce complicated object or any of the shape object by extrusion process. That is one of the biggest limitation of extrusion molding. And that's why this extrusion process may be used as sometimes raw material for any of the other process. So I repeat now, what type of questions may be asked on this. So what is principle of extrusion molding? So principle of extrusion molding is, I already told, it consists of completely confining the plastic material into the closed cylinder and allow it to move through the short opening. If anybody of you have not written, you can write it down. Principle of extrusion molding is, it consists of completely confining. Completely confining means closed packing. It consists of completely confining the plastic material into the closed cylinder and allow it to move outside the mold through small opening, so that the shape of product will be the cross section of the die. So extrusion machine, nozzle, everything remains same. Only at the end you have to change the nozzle. Once you change the nozzle, cross section will be changed. Once you change the nozzle, cross section will be changed. Remember friends, cooling is again important part everywhere, any of the plastic. So fortunately I told, if we will get opportunity to go in plastic industries, if somebody is having contact in maybe Kothari pipes here, nearby places, if somebody is staying in Solapur area, you can go to Kothari pipes where the different cross section pipes are produced. See that pipe is coming outside the mold and it is made to cool for long time. So almost 40 to 50 feet distance is kept as it is, and throughout the length of that 40 to 50 feet, the water sprinkles are there on the pipe. If that cooling will not be provided, there will be distortion of the pipe, and then that is cut in between and thrown away. That's why here also cooling plays important role as far as the total cycle time of the plastic manufacturing product is concerned. So principle of extrusion mold I told, then there may be different types of extrusion mold I told, solid extrusion, hollow extrusion and co-extrusion. That also I have explained. There are two types of extruder. One is melt extruder and another is plasticizing extruder. I hope so you have written these two types. One is melt extruder and another is plasticizing extruder. Melt extruder consists of providing the plasticized plastic. Plasticized plastic means already जे वितळलेला आहे, already जे melt झालेला आहे, which is ready to flow. And you have earlier granules of the plastic. Once you heat it, it will form the paste like you have seen your toothpaste. Toothpaste, how it is, it may be plasticized state. So up to that stage, plastic is heated. Up to that stage, when it becomes plasticized. So plasticized extruder and melt extruder. In melt extruder, Ready-made melt is kept there and allow it to flow. And in plasticizing extruder, which figure I have drawn earlier, there is a screw and then it is allowing product to move out. And then we have seen advantages and disadvantages. If there will be subjective exam, this question may be asked for 4 marks. What is principle of extrusion molding? Explain the steps with advantages and disadvantages. Okay. And if there will be MCQ question, then it may be asked the cooling. Then means what is the advantage in case of advantage? What is the limitation? Following extrusion process have limitation of the shape of product. So that limitation is going to extrusion molding process only. Okay, in that way either MCQ or maybe subjective questions may be asked. So cooling of following product is cooled directly in contact with the coolant. So in case of extrusion molding, there is a direct contact of coolant with the product. So that may be selected as a correct option in case of MCQs. So this is all about extrusion molding. And then next part of today's class is sheet forming process, not metal, plastic sheet. Sheet forming process called as calendering. I hope so you have written this. I will erase it now. Sheet forming process, that is called as a calendering. Now the best application of this is your floors and maybe plastic curtains. So you have seen the floorings which are your tiles are covered with plastic sheet. That sheets are produced by calendar rolls. So the plastic is made to roll through the rollers. It is one kind of rolling operation. So thick plastic is sent to the rolls and there are around 6 to 7 rolls. This is very simple concept like rolling. So plastic thick plate is made to flow between number of rolls continuously. Around 6 to 7 rolls are used. And then at end it will come out as a thin plastic sheet, and then that will be used directly as a product. And from that sheet, if you use as a semi-finished product, from that sheet you can cut and use as a finished product as per your requirement. Okay, so you can better write down this principle so that you should not forget it. I will dictate this. Calendering is nothing but producing thin plastic sheets by passing them in the number of rolls full stop. Calendars, CALENDERS, calendars. So the rolls are called as calendars. Calendars are nothing but group of rolls. Calendars are nothing but group of rolls, ROLLS, cylindrical shape. Okay. Calendars are nothing but group of rolls arranged together and maybe up to 7 numbers. So one by one up to 7. Full stop. And as you know that these rolls should be hard. Okay, these rolls should be hard, and they are made up of usually cast iron. You can write these rolls are made up of cast iron and heated with hot oil. Rolls are heated with hot oil. Next sentence, I will draw the figure. Next sentence is the temperature and speed of each roll. Temperature and speed of each roll is adjusted as per the requirement. As per the requirement. And now make star marks and write calendaring is one of the most expensive process. Calendaring is one of the most expensive process. One of the most expensive process used for producing special products like floor coverings, PVC films, etc. Floor coverings, PVC films, etc. The schematic arrangement is as given below. Right. It will just gradually go on decreasing. Yet I have not finished. See, in this way, this product moves and comes finally out as a product. Here, little arrangement is made. One support roll is provided here. Cooling. Sheet. I have drawn 6 calendars. Their number may be up to 7. Number may be up to 7. And definitely this is used for thermoplastic. This process is used for thermoplastic. I'm taking the attention. Roll number 48. You please write your name from next time. Shivtej Navle, you don't have roll number? Shivtej Navle, please contact your class coordinator. So friends, I will take just review what we have studied in today's class. In today's class, we have studied extrusion molding. Sorry, yes. Started with earlier class, we have started injection molding. Then from today's class, we have started with extrusion molding process. Extrusion molding is produced by extrusion operation, where metal is plastic material. I will be correct myself. Where the plastic material is completely confined into the closed cylinder, and it is forced and allowed to open through the small opening, so as it will take the same shape as that of cross section. And number of cross sections are available in extrusion process, and as per the cross section, product may be finished or semi finished. The best application is your pipe. Pipe is one of the final product which is produced by extrusion molding process. Then there is melt extruder, pressurizing extruder. Then advantages, disadvantages, solid extrusion, hollow extrusion, co-extrusion. This part we have completed in extrusion part. Then later on, in the end part of this today's lecture, we have started producing the sheet from plastic. So thick sheet is entered into the rolls. These are called as calendars. The arrangement of rolls, the rolls are called as calendars. Up to 7 calendars are used. These are made up of hard material like cast iron, and these are heated one. Lubrication must be provided. That's why hot oil is used for heating the calendars, and then sheet is made to pass in between the two rolls, and then at the end, up to maybe 5 or 7 calendars are used, and at end you will get the sheet. This process is very expensive and limited to some of the products like flooring operations, flooring parts, and then it may be films produced from PVC. This is specially used for thermoplastics. So calendering process is expensive process, but if we don't have any other option, we must have to select this. The proper distance, proper temperature, timing, speed of the calendars is arranged as per the requirement. Okay, 1 minute.